Perfect. Perfect.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of SWAC Talk, the show we cover the SWAC inside and out. Of course, I'm your tour guide around the SWAC. C. Wells coming at you, and we gonna hop in and really quickly run through these last two games, man. This was a chaotic first day. I mean, you had a 7-over-2 on the women's side, and now you got an 8-over-1 on the men's side. Although, if you listen to me, man, you know I've said multiple times this TSU team is not your normal 8 seed, man. I've said it before, and I keep saying it, man. This team is dangerous. They built to win in March. I've said it over and over. So I feel a little bit vindicated on that, but, you know, it's a tough loss for Alcorn, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Shout out to Grambling for doing their thing. The women's team really played a tough game against JSU. We'll talk about that. Man, y'all go ahead and hit those socials. Facebook is SWAC Talk, Twitter, SWAC Talk 76, Instagram is SWAC Talk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like the videos, share them, and hit that notification bell to be alerted when videos like this drop at random times. And feel free to comment on your thoughts on all of the day's action, man. This was a crazy first day. A lot of good basketball. Only one blowout so far, so that's good. And also, before I go any further, man, shout out to them Skylandville Hornets, man. 14 years in a row making a state championship game, 8 state championships already. That's at the 5A level in Louisiana. So shout out to them Hornets, man, and Coach Sample for doing a really good job on building that program and just keeping it rolling. So, you know, I'm happy, man, to see them boys get it done. Playing for a state title on Saturday. So SWAC championship on Saturday. Hornets maybe state championship on Saturday. But man, let's go ahead and get into this, man, because I'm running out of gas. All right, Jackson State Grambling, the 1 seed versus the 8 seed, and the 1 seed had to battle with this 8 seed, man. Grambling really came in and really held their own in this game, losing 59-50. Grambling had the lead after 16-15. JSU ended up tying it up at the half, 29-29. The third quarter probably was the difference in this game. Jackson State scored 16 points in the third quarter. Grambling only scored 9. I think that was probably the difference. JSU was able to take a tie game at halftime and ultimately stretch their lead out to 7. And then there was a 14-12 fourth quarter. So they put 2 more points on their lead to win by 9. But Grambling was in this game all the way through, man. They fought hard. And they really gave it everything they had. Leah Morrow was the only double-digit scorer. She had 12 points on the night for Grambling, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. She was 4-9 from the field, 0-for-1 from 3, and 4-for-6 from the line. Felicia Allen had 7 rebounds and 9 points for Grambling. She was 4-9 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. She also had 2 assists and 2 steals. Miracle Saxon had 9 points, 3 of 13 from the field, 0-for-3 from 3, and 3-for-3 from the line. She chipped in 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Also, Kobe Maples had 9 points, 3 of 10 shooting from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, 1-for-4 from the free throw line. She had 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Fouls, man. I think one of the biggest problems Grambling had in this game. They had 1 player foul out. They had 2 players with 4 fouls, and then they had another starter with 3 fouls. So they were really put into foul trouble. And that really hurts you in a game like this, especially late in a game. Grambling finished with 35 rebounds, 26 fouls, 5 assists, 12 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 8 steals. They would shoot 25% on the night. It's amazing that they stayed in this game shooting 25%. I mean, the first quarter they shot 40%, 6 of 15. Second quarter they was 3 of 12 for 25%. Third quarter 2 of 10 for 20%, and fourth quarter 4 of 21 for 19%, giving them a 15 of 58 shooting night for 25%. 3-point shooting, they shot 16% on the game, 4 of 24. They were 1 for 5 in the first quarter for 20%, 1 for 5 in the second quarter, 0 for 3 in the third, and 2 of 11 for 18% in the fourth quarter. Free throws, they ended up shooting 66%, 3 of 4 in the first quarter for 75%, 6 of 8 in the second quarter for 75%, 5 of 8 in the third quarter for 62%, and 2 of 4 for 50% in the fourth quarter. They had 8 points in the paint, 11 points over turnovers, 6 second chance points, 11 fast break points, and 14 bench points. This game had 8 ties and 9 lead changes. Gerard Covington led JSU with 19 points and 5 rebounds. She also had 3 assists on the night. She was 5 of 11 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and 8 of 10 from the line. Daphne White, 18 points, 10 rebounds, double-double for her. She had 1 block and 1 steal as well, 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 11 from the line. 13 points for Deja Woodard. She also had a double-double, 13 and 11. She was 3 of 6 from the field, 7 of 8 from the line. So really, 2 double-doubles in this game for two of your best bigs, and that'll help you in a game like this. Not a great night shooting for either team, but JSU finished with 45 rebounds. They out-rebounded Grambling by 10, so they had their way on the boards. They had 19 fouls, 12 assists, 19 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 6 steals. JSU would shoot 36% from the field on the night. Like I said, not a great shooting night for either team, 18 of 49. 4 of 13 in the first quarter for 30%, 3 of 14 in the second quarter for 21%, 6 of 15 in the third quarter for 40%, 5 of 7 in the fourth quarter for 71%. They would shoot 30% on the game from 3-point line, 3 of 10. They were 0 for 2 in the first quarter for 0%, 1 of 3 in the second quarter for 33%, 2 of 4 in the third quarter for 50%, and 0 for 1 in the fourth quarter. Free throw line, they shot 60% from the free throw line, 20 of 33, 7 of 11 for 63% in the first quarter, 7 of 8 in the second quarter for 87%, 2 of 5 in the third quarter for 40%, and 4 of 9 in the fourth quarter for 44%. They were finished with 24 points in the paint, 2 points over turnovers, 8 second chance points, 2 fast break points, and 16 bench points. This is tournament play, man. Survive and advance. That's what it's all about. It ain't about how pretty you look. It ain't about, how great you look. It ain't about the margin of victory. All it's about is advancing to the next round, and now you are heading to the semifinals, where you will play either Southern, the 4th seed, or Prairie View, the 5 seed. So survive and advance. That's what March is all about. Survive and advance. And JSU, they did that. Now they get that out the way, and they taking a good shot. And now we'll see if they can continue to push on toward the championship. Speaking of number 1 seeds, man, Alcorn came up short against Texas Southern. This was a tight game all game long. And these two teams played, a couple of times this season, and both games were relatively tight. Alcorn has had a way of surviving these close games all year. And, you can say that, that preps you for tournament play, and it does, but at the same time, tournaments and especially the SWAC tournament, man, it's got a way of just exposing who you are. And, it's all about matchups. Your first round game is against a team that's, they've been streaky. They've had injuries all year. TSU, I'm talking about, they had injuries all year. But this is a talented team, man. This team didn't lose that much from that team last season. I mean, they lost they lost a couple guys, but they just still a strong team, man. Ball handling is an issue with pressure. I think TSU almost threw the game away when Alcorn went to some full court pressure in the second half. But TSU led this game the whole second half. I mean, they controlled this game. Alcorn led by 3 at the half, 30-27. But it was a back and forth affair. Neither team could really make heads or tails of the game. Second half, TSU got the lead almost up to 20. Alcorn made a nice run to cut it down to, I think, like 5 or 6 at one point. Got it down to 3, maybe 1 at one point. But they just could not get over that hump. Sometimes when you make that big run, you expend a lot of energy, man, to make that happen, and then you can't get over the hump. Texas Southern liked to throw it away, but they kept themselves in it. They battled foul trouble in the first half. John Walker only played 4 minutes in the first half. Carl Nicholas only played a few minutes in the first half with foul trouble. Nicholas spent a lot of time on the bench in this game in foul trouble. But Walker had a big second half, man. He really kind of set the pace for that big run early for TSU. They finished, they had 4 guys in double figures. Barnes with 19. He was 8 of 11 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, and 3 or 4 from the line. He finished with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Nicholas had a double-double. Even in foul trouble, he still had a double-double. He had 10 and 10. Even with hellacious foul trouble, has sitting big chunks of both halves. Finished with 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 of 8 from the field. He also had 2 assists on the night and 2 steals. Walker, 13 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. He finished with 4 rebounds and 1 assist, 2 steals. And PJ Henry, 11 points on the night, 2 assists and 1 rebound, and 2 steals. He was 2 of 11 from the field. Not a good night for him from the floor. 1 of 5 from 3 and 6 of 6 from the line. Other than that, man, they didn't get a lot off the bench, which is something that TSU typically does well. I mean, even playing guys with heavy minutes. Because of foul trouble, the bench didn't really kick in a lot of points. They only got 8 points off the bench. Although Mortal had a crazy double pump dunk, man, that was sick. They still like to throw the game away, but they made it at the end. 45% from the field for TSU, shooting 24-53, 2 of 12 from the 3-point line, 16%, 16 of 22 from the free throw line, 72%. They finished with 35 rebounds, 14 assists, 9 steals, and 1 block. They had 15 turnovers on the night and committed 20 fouls. I thought the whistles, this was a SWAC game, man. I don't know if you ever realized, if you watch enough SWAC basketball, when a team builds up a big lead, sometimes the refs will start to call a lot of fouls on the team that's winning. And, that kind of slows the game down. And, I think they kind of slowed the game down a little bit, but Alcorn made all the big plays in the middle portion of the second half. Byron Joshua had a big game. He had 21 points, made tough shot after tough shot. 2 big free throws late in the game when he got hit in the eye, but, not enough to overcome the rest of the hole that they were in. But he finished with 21 points, like I said, 7 of 16 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 7 of 7 from the line. Finished with 10 rebounds as a guard. I mean, he's not a big guy. Double-double for him, 21 and 10. Man, that's a crazy game for him. I mean, you would think a guy like Kendall would have those kind of numbers, but Joshua, he leaves it all on the floor, man. He's a guy that you need to know what he at all times, because he's gonna make plays, or he's gonna try to make plays, and he's gonna find a way. Thorne finished with 10 points, 4 rebounds on the night, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. Like I said, 4 rebounds, 2 steals on the night for him. Kendall finished with 10 points as well, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. He finished with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Walker didn't really have a good game. Other than that, man, Bruton finished with 10 points off the bench. He also had 1 rebound and 4 of 10 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, and 2 for 3 from the line. Not a lot of bench scoring in this game. You know, I mean, it's Alcorn got 17 points off their bench. Like I said, 10 of them came from Bruton. Montgomery only finished with 3 points. Like I said, Walker didn't score. McQuarter finished with 4 points. These are guys that give you a lot of, could give you 10 to 12 points at any given time, and that didn't happen in this game. Alcorn shot 41% from the field, 22 of 53, 3 of 11 from 3, 27%, 15 of 19 from the free throw line, 78%. Finished with 26 rebounds. They got out rebounded by 11. That they just really got outworked on the boards, and that's by a team who had 2 of their bigs in foul trouble. So just not a really solid game for Alcorn. 10 assists, 11 steals, 7 blocks, 15 turnovers, 19 fouls. This is like I said, this is tournament basketball, man. You just never know what's gonna happen. What happened during the season. It helps, but you can throw a lot of it out the window because it's one and done, win and go home. And Alcorn came up short here. Still a great season. You can't take that away from this team, but obviously you wanna win it. You want to win it all because you're favored to win it all. Now the tournament is in pure chaos mode, man, because Texas Southern can honestly win this thing. If they win one more game, they in the championship. Now, I don't know how they who they'll fare best against, but this is gonna be an interesting tournament now, man, because now one of the 2 favorites is gone, so that opens up one whole side of the bracket for somebody to come out of it that probably wasn't gonna come out of it. So tomorrow's games are very interesting. Texas Southern will play the winner of Alabama A&M and Southern 4 seed, Alabama A&M the 5 seed. They'll play that game tomorrow on Friday night, well, Friday afternoon, I believe it is. So we'll see, man. Crazy first day. I hope tomorrow's just as crazy. So we'll see if we get any more chaos that takes place next in the next games tomorrow. But today's games were really great, man. Only one blowout. A lot of chaos, a lot of emotion and everything, man. This is what SWAC basketball is all about. I'm gonna save my rant on attendance. I'm not even. I don't even have energy for that tonight. But man, like I said, that's gonna do it for me. I'll be back tomorrow with the recap of session 1, day 2, and then we also have SWAC Smoke tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, live, and then I'll have a recap of session 2. After all those games end tomorrow night, so get used to seeing this face, man. I'm gonna be here a lot for the tournament. That's gonna do it for me, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, and make sure y'all check out all the SWAC action tomorrow, and we'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.